नमस्कार दोस्तों, पिछले वीडियो में हमने 92 तक किया था। इस वीडियो में हम 93 से आज शुरू करेंगे और आज इसको कंप्लीट करेंगे। दोस्तों 93 क्वेश्चन है, हाउ इज द यूनाइटेड नेशन मॉनेटरी फाइनेंशियल कॉन्फ्रेंस वेयर इन द एग्रीमेंट्स वर साइन सेटअप IBRD, GATT एंड IMF कॉमनली नोन। तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका 93 बी, ब्रेटन वुड्स कॉन्फ्रेंस। The United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference, also known as the Bretton Woods Conference, it was named after Bretton Woods, the place in the New Hampshire where a gathering of delegates from 44 nations met in 1944 to agree upon a series of new rules for the post-World War II international monetary system. The agreement, note करने की चीज़ है कि the agreement created to IBRD International Monetary Fund and paved the way for other organization। तो दोस्तों इसका करंट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका 93 बी, ब्रेटन वुड्स कॉन्फ्रेंस। उसके बाद दोस्तों 94, ए वेरी बिग रेफ्यूज कैंप कॉल्ड दादाबा रिसेंटली इन द न्यूज इज लोकेटेड इन। तो दोस्तों 94, दादाबा कैंप इज इन ईस्टर्न केनिया, आपका ईस्टर्न केनिया में है। इट इज केनिया वन अमंग ऑफ द वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट रेफ्यूजी कैंप, हाउ टू नियरली a quarter of a million people। तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका 93 बी, 94 बी, दैट इज केनिया। उसके बाद दोस्तों 95, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग नेम्स, 1 IKI, 2 Kate, 3 Gustav। IKI killed more than 80 people across the Caribbean and Bahamas and caused some 19.3 billion in US dollar property damage, while Gustav killed 112 people in 2008, including 77 in Haiti। तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका 95 सी, 1 and 3 ओनली। उसके बाद दोस्तों 96, इन द लेटर हाफ ऑफ द ईयर 2008 which one of the following countries pulled out of Commonwealth independent states? Explanation, Georgia, one of the members of Commonwealth of Independent States, pulled out of CIS, CIS मतलब Commonwealth of Independent States, pulled out of CIS following military aggression carried out by another CIS member, the Russian Federation, in August 2008। तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 96 सी, दैट इज आपका जॉर्जिया। उसके बाद दोस्तों 97, मैच लिस्ट 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the code given below the list। फर्स्ट है पर्सन इन न्यूज, उसके बाद दोस्तों कंट्रीज दे बिलोंग टू। आपका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका 97 बी, दैट इज 213 ABC। एक्सप्लेनेशन, लुइसा दिस डुयागो वाज प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ मोजाम्बिक फ्रॉम February 2004 to January 2010। MY Kiabiki was the third president of Kenya, serving from December 2002 to April 2013। उसके बाद रुपिया बेजवानी बंदा इज ए जाम्बियन पॉलिटिशियन हु वाज प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ जाम्बिया फ्रॉम 2008 to 2011। तो दोस्तों 97 आपका हो जाएगा बी, दैट इज 213। टू इंटीग्रेट कल्चरल लीडर्स इनटू इट्स मीटिंग्स व्हिच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग गिव्स क्रिस्टल अवार्ड। तो दोस्तों 98 आपका हो जाएगा करेक्ट आंसर, द वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम्स क्रिस्टल अवार्ड ऑनर्स आर्टिस्ट हु हैव यूज्ड देयर आर्ट टू इम्प्रूव द स्टेट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका 98 डी, वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम। उसके बाद दोस्तों, इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ इंडिया न्यूज इन रिसेंट टाइम्स व्हाट इज MCX-SX। तो 99 आपका हो जाएगा 99 सी, दैट इज स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। एक्सप्लेनेशन, मेट्रोपॉलिटन स्टॉक एक्सचेंज ऑफ इंडियन लिमिटेड, फॉर्मली नोन एज MCX स्टॉक एक्सचेंज लिमिटेड, इज इंडियाज यंगेस्ट एंड वन ऑफ द 3 स्टॉक एक्सचेंज recognized by country's securities market regulator, Securities and Exchange Board of India. It offers an electronic, transparent and high-tech platform for trading in capital market, features and options, currency derivatives, interest rates, features and debt market segments। तो उसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 99 सी, दैट इज स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। उसके बाद दोस्तों 100 क्वेश्चन, फ्रॉम व्हिच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग डिड कोसोवो डिक्लेयर इट्स इंडिपेंडेंस। तो दोस्तों इन February 2008 कोसोवो पार्लियामेंट डिक्लेयर्ड कोसोवोस इंडिपेंडेंस फ्रॉम सर्बिया। US and several European states officially recognized the independence of Kosovo following the independence declaration. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 100D, दैट इज सर्बिया. उसके बाद दोस्तों इन द मिडिल ऑफ द ईयर 2008 the parliament of which one of the following countries became the first in the world to enact climate act by passing the climate change accountability bill? 101. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 101B, that is climate exchange accountability act is a private members bill that has been submitted in Canadian parliament and related with the reduction in national greenhouse gas emissions. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 101B, that is Canada. उसके बाद दोस्तों एलिफेंट पास which is frequently in the news is mentioned in the context of affairs of which one of the following? 102. Elephant Pass is located in gateway to Jaffna Peninsula, Sri Lanka. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 102D, that is Sri Lanka. उसके बाद दोस्तों among other things which one of the following was the purpose for which the Deepak Parikh committee was constituted? तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा high level committee on financing infrastructure was constituted under the chairmanship of Deepak Parikh. तो 103B हो जाएगा आपको आंसर, that is to suggest measures for financing the development of infrastructure. उसके बाद दोस्तों 104. In the context of affairs of which of the following is the phrase special safeguard mechanisms mentioned in the news frequently? 104. In the Doha round of negotiation on agriculture, it was decided that all developing and less developed member countries of WTO will have access to special safeguard mechanism SSM. So correct answer is 104B, that is World Trade Organization WTO. 105. Stiglitz Commission established by the President of the United Nations General Assembly was in the international use. The commission was supposed to deal with. तो दोस्तों जोसेफ स्टिगली कमीशन was convened to review the working of the global financial system. तो दोस्तों करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 105B, that is the workings of the global financial systems and to explore ways and means to secure a more sustainable global order, global terrorism and prepare a global plan for the mitigation of terrorism. तो उसका दोस्तों 106, that is as per the UN Habitats Global Report on Human Settlements 2009, which one of the following regions has shown the fastest growth rate of urbanization in the last 3 decades? तो दोस्तों करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपको 106A, that is Asia. Explanation: fastest growth rate of urbanization in the last 3 decades was reported in Africa and Asia. This can be due to high levels of natural increase and an increase in rural urban migration. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 106A, that is Asia. उसके बाद दोस्तों the New START treaty was in the news. What is this treaty? दोस्तों the New Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, this New START, was signed 2010 in Paraguay by Russia and the United States. This treaty continues the bipartisan process of verifiable reducing US and Russian strategic nuclear arsenals begun by former presidents Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush through START 1 in 1994. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 107A, that is it is a bilateral strategic nuclear arms reduction treaty between the USA and the Russian Federation. उसके बाद दोस्तों 108. The Southeast Asia has captivated the attention of global community over space and time as a geostrategically significant region. Which among the following is the most convincing explanation for this global perspective? तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा इट्स लोकेशन बिटवीन द पैसिफिक एंड इंडियन ओशंस एंड इट्स प्रीएमिनेंट मैरीटाइम कैरेक्टर. तो 108D हो जाएगा आपका आंसर, दैट इज इट्स लोकेशन बिटवीन Pacific and the Indian Ocean and its preeminent maritime character. उसके बाद दोस्तों 109. Recently, the USA decided to support India's membership in multilateral export control regimes called the Australia Group and the Oceanagar Arrangement. What is the difference between them? तो दोस्तों जो ऑस्ट्रेलियन ग्रुप, इट्स ग्रुप इज एन इनफॉर्मल ब्लॉक ऑफ कंट्रीज दैट कीप. दोस्तों ऑस्ट्रेलियन ग्रुप, द ग्रुप is an informal bloc of countries that keep a tight control over exports of substance used in the making of chemical weapons. 43 members. Wassenger arrangement aim is to contribute to regional and international security and stability by promoting transparency and greater responsibility in transfers of conventional arms and dual-use goods and technologies, thus preventing destabilizing accumulation. 42 members. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 109 डी, नाइदर 1 नॉट 2. उसके बाद दोस्तों 110, recently there has been a concern over the short supply of group of elements called rare earth materials. Why? दोस्तों करेक्ट आंसर एक्सप्लेनेशन होगा द स्टेटमेंट्स फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड आर करेक्ट. उसके बाद दोस्तों अदर देन चाइना, ऑस्ट्रेलियन, कनाडा एंड चिली, these elements are not found in any country. Rare earth materials are essential for manufacture of various kinds of electronic items and there is a growing demand for those elements. तो दोस्तों neither one and third are correct, hence the option C is correct, that is 1 and 3 only. तो दोस्तों आपका फर्स्ट ऑप्शन करेक्ट है. उसके बाद आपका 3 नंबर जो रेयर अर्थ मटेरियल्स आर एसेंशियल फॉर द मैन्युफैक्चर ऑफ द वेरियस काइंड्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आइटम्स एंड देयर इज ग्रोइंग डिमांड फॉर दिस एलिमेंट्स. तो 1 and 3 करेक्ट है. तो उसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 110 सी, दैट इज 1 and 3 ओनली. उसका दोस्तों द एफर्ट to detect the existence of high Higgs boson particle have become frequent news in the recent past. What is the importance of discovering this particle? 111. The discovery of Higgs boson is important because it explains why subatomic particles have mass. According to the scientist, Higgs boson is the only particle which explains how the basic building blocks of matter interact. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 111 का A, that is the 1 only. That is, it will enable us to understand as to why elementary particles have mass. उसके बाद दोस्तों 112, with reference to a grouping of countries known as BRICS, consider the following statement. The first summit of BRICS was held in Rio de Janeiro in 2009. South Africa was the last to join the BRICS grouping. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 112B, that is the 2 only. मतलब साउथ अफ्रीका was the last to join the BRICS grouping. BRICS is the acronym for an association of 5 major emerging national economies, that is ब्राज़ील, फर्स्ट आएगा आपका ब्राज़ील. उसके बाद दोस्तों आपका आएगा रशिया. उसके बाद दोस्तों आपका आएगा इंडिया. उसके बाद दोस्तों चाइना. उसके बाद दोस्तों साउथ अफ्रीका. तो ब्राज़ील, रशिया, इंडिया, चाइना, साउथ अफ्रीका. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका 112 बी, दैट इज 2 ओनली. उसके बाद दोस्तों 113, रिसेंटली सीरीज ऑफ अपराइजिंग ऑफ पीपल रेफर्ड टू एज अरब स्प्रिंग ओरिजिनली स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम. दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा अरब स्प्रिंग इज एवोल्यूशनरी वेव ऑफ डेमोन्स्ट्रेशंस, प्रोटेस्ट एंड सिविल वॉर्स इन द अरब वर्ल्ड दैट बिगन ऑन 18 December 2010 and spread throughout the countries of the Arab League. It originally started from Tunisia. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 113 डी, that is Tunisia. उसके बाद दोस्तों द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ इंटरनेशनल लिक्विडिटी इज रिलेटेड टू द नॉन अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ explanation. Dollars and hard currencies are used for payment in international trade, investment and liquidation of international debt. So if there is a shortage of liquidity, this means scarcity of dollars and hard currency to carry on the above transaction. That is why even SDR was introduced by IMF. तो दोस्तों 114C, that is dollars and other hard currencies. उसके बाद दोस्तों the Fortaleza Declaration recently in the news is related to the affairs of 115. The Fortaleza Declaration was part of the 6th BRICS Summit which resulted in the official inauguration of the new development bank. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 115B, that is BRICS. उसके बाद दोस्तों Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action of 10 seen the news is 116. The Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action was adopted by Fourth World Conference on Women in 1995. The platform for action reaffirms the fundamental principle that the rights of women and girls are an inalienable, integral, and indivisible part of the universal human things. 117. Among the following which were frequently mentioned in the news for outbreak of Ebola virus recently. B. Guinea, Sudan and Liberia were news for the outbreak of Ebola virus recently. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 117 बी. उसके बाद दोस्तों 118 the area known as Golan Heights sometimes appears in the news in the context of the events related to. तो दोस्तों गोलान हाइट्स are located in Syria. However, the 2/3 of the western region are currently occupied by the Israel, whereas the 1/3 of eastern region is controlled by Syria. 118 B. That is Middle East. उसके बाद दोस्तों 119 the term Godlik zone is of the 10 seen in the news in the context of. The 119 description is right. Godlik zone is the region around a star that has just the right condition to find the liquid water on a planet's surface, and liquid water is a key ingredient in the search for life. The correct answer is 119 C. Search for the Earth-like planets in outer space. उसके बाद दोस्तों 120 in the context of modern scientific research, consider the following statements about the ice cube, a particle detector located at South Pole, which was recently in the news. It is the world's largest neutrino detector. It is the world's largest neuron detector encompassing the cubic kilometer of ice. It is a powerful telescope to search for dark matter. It is buried deep in the ice. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 120 D. That is 1, 2 and 3 are correct. Ice cube is an enormous particle detector located deep in the ice at the South Pole. Ice cube is the world's largest neutrino detector encompassing a cubic kilometer of ice. The ice cube telescope is a powerful tool to search for the dark matter and could reveal the physical process associated with the enigmatic origin of the highest energy particles in the nature. It's buried deep within the East Antarctic ice sheet at the South Pole. A giant high-energy neutrino observer due for completion in 2009 could provide scientists, including from Europe, with an unprecedented window to the universe, as well as a means to answer one of the most fundamental questions of astrophysics and cosmology. तो दोस्तों इसकी करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 120 D. दैट इज 1, 2 and 3 आर करेक्ट. उसके बाद दोस्तों कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स. इंडिया हैज रेटिफाइड द ट्रेड फैसिलिटेशन एग्रीमेंट TFA of WTO. TFA is a part of WTO's Bali Ministerial Package of 2013. TFA came into force of January 2016. This correct answer is 121A. That is TFA come into force February 2017. So third statement is wrong. By elimination we are left with answer A, 121A. That is 1 and 2, 3 only. 1 and 2 only. India has ratified the trade facilitation agreement. TFA is a part of WTO's Bali Ministerial Package of 2013. So 1 and 2 are correct. 121A. उसके बाद दोस्तों 122 the term digital single market strategy seen in the news refers to. The term was coined by European Union in 2015 and was in news again in March 2016 becomes a Brussels summit. तो 122C that is EU European Union. उसके दोस्तों 123 with reference to the national intellectual property rights policy, consider the following statements. It reiterates India's commitment to the Doha Development Agenda and the TRIPS Agreement. Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion in the nodal agency for regulating intellectual property rights in India. Which another best are correct. तो 123 आपका हो जाएगा as per the Hindu answers both are correct. तो 123 आपका हो जाएगा C. That is both 1 and 2 are correct. उसके बाद दोस्तों what is the importance of developing Chabahar port by India? Chabahar. तो 124 correct answer is C. The India will not depend on Pakistan for access to Afghanistan and Central Asia, इसीलिए चाबहार फोर्ट बनाया जा रहा है. 124 C. In May 2016, India and Iran signed the historic Chabahar Port Agreement, which has the potential of becoming India's gateway to Afghanistan, Central Asia and Europe. So C is the most fitting answer. 125. The terms "wanna cry," "Peretta," and "eternal blue," sometimes mentioned in the news recently, are related to. The 125 correct answer is आपका C, that is cyber attacks. 1C ransomware looks users' device and prevents them from accessing data and software until a certain ransom is paid to its creator. Like WannaCry, Peta worm spreads rapidly through networks that use Microsoft Windows and demands $300 paid in Bitcoin to unlock your infected PC. Or external blue is the name given to a software vulnerability in Microsoft Windows operating system, because of which upper-domination ransomware spread. So all these terms are related to the cyber security. 125 C, that is cyber attacks. उसके बाद दोस्तों 126. Among the following, which one of the following is the largest exporter of rice in the world in the last 5 years? तो उसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा हमारा प्यारा भारत, that is India. 126. India has been the world's top rice exporter since the beginning of this decade, but this boom has benefited only merchant capitalists, not consumers and producers. तो दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका इंडिया. उसका दोस्तों 127. Consider the following statements under Ramsar Convention. It is mandatory on the part of the government of India in protect and conserve all the wetlands in the territory of India. The Wetlands Rules 2020 were formed by the Government of India based on the recommendation of Ramsar Convention. After the examination, majority of the coaching classes felt that answer should be B, but as per the official UPSC answer key, correct answer is C. Only 3 statement is correct. The Wetlands Conservation and Management Rules 2010 also encompasses the drainage area of cattleman regions of the wetlands as determined by the authority. Which one of the state given are obviously correct? तो दोस्तों करेक्ट आंसर आपका होगा 127 C, 3 only. Only 3 statement is correct. The Wetlands Conservation and Management Rules 2010 also encompass the drainage area of cattleman regions of the wetlands as determined by the authority. So दोस्तों 128. 2019 June, India expresses from May 25 European Union General Data Protection Regulation takes effect. 128. Which one of the following adopted a law on data protection? Which of the following adopted a law on data protection and privacy for its citizens, known as General Data Protection Regulation, in April 2016 and started implementation of its from 25th May 2018? दोस्तों इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा about 128 C, that is of the European Union. 2019 June, Indian Express from May 25 European Union General Data Protection Regulation takes effect. The new rules apply to all users in the 28 nation European Union, regardless of the where the company is collecting. The explanation from the Indian Express from May 25 European Union General Data Protection Regulation takes effect. The new rules apply to all users in the 28 nations European Union, regardless of where the company is collecting, analyzing and using the data are located. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 128 C, that is आपका the European Union. उसके बाद दोस्तों 129. Recently, India signed a deal known as Action Plan for Prioritization and Implementation of Cooperation Areas in the Nuclear Field with which of the following countries? तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका B, that is Russia. 2018 out to so from the Economic Times 2018 October, India and Russia linked action plan for prioritization and implementation of cooperation areas in the nuclear field during the 19th joint summit. तो उसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 129B, that is Russia. उसके बाद दोस्तों 130. So recently, scientists observed the merger of giant black holes billions of light years away from the Earth. What is the significance of this observation? 130. So far, the US-based LIGO and Europe-based Virgo gravitational wave detectors have recorded gravitational waves from a total of 10 black holes mergers and 1 merger of neutron stars. तो 130B हो जाएगा आपका आंसर, that is gravitational waves were detected. Also 131. What is Cas9 protection? That is often mentioned in news. So 131, CRISPR or Cas9 is gene editing scissors. So 131A हो जाएगा आंसर, a molecular scissors used in targeted gene editing. उसका तो 132, with reference to the blockchain technology, consider the following statements. It is public ledger that everyone can inspect but which no single user controls. The structure and designs of blockchain is such that all the data are about cryptocurrency only. Applications that depend on basic features of blockchain can be developed without anybody's permission. Which of the statements given above is correct? तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 132D, that is 1 and 3 only. It is a public ledger that everyone can inspect but which no single user controls. This one. And the application that depends on the basic features of blockchain can be developed without anybody's permission. तो D हो जाएगा आपका करेक्ट आंसर. उसके बाद दोस्तों तो एक्सप्लेनेशन क्या है? ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी इज ए डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड डाटा मैनेजमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी, सो नंबर 1 is right. Blockchain technology can be used for storing any type of data from land records to vehicle ownership to transaction of cryptocurrency. So number 2 only for cryptocurrency is wrong. So B and C are eliminated. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency and their wallets have been created by computer experts without taking permission from any government or central bank. So the third statement is correct. Therefore the answer is D. उसके बाद दोस्तों 133, consider the following statements. The value of Indo-Sri Lanka trade has considerably increased in the last decade. Textile and textile articles constitute an important item of the trade between India and Bangladesh. In the last 5 years, Nepal has been the largest trading partner of India in South Asia. 133, इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा आपका B, that is 2 only. That is the textile and textile articles continue an important item of the trade between the India and Bangladesh. The explanation. The phrase consistently increased in the last 1 decade is difficult to digest. So number 1 should be wrong. Checking the statistical appendix of Economic Survey 2018-19 page 130, it's evident that India's export to Sri Lanka was greater than 34,000 crore, 2015 greater than 26,000 crore, 2016 greater than 28,000 crore, in 2017. Thus it is not a steady increase but zigzag graph. Statement 1 is wrong. In South Asia, Bangladesh is bigger in GDP and population. In terms of India's import and export relationships, it is unlikely that Nepal would be India's largest trading partner in South Asia. So, number 3 should be wrong. Thus, we are left with the answer B. Textile and textile articles. उसके बाद दोस्तों 134, consider on the following statement in respect of the 32nd Summer Olympics. The official motto of the Olympics, a new world. The sporting climbing, surfing, skateboarding, karate and baseball are included in the Olympics. Which of the above statements is correct? तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 124 का 2, that is sport climbing, surfing, skateboarding, karate and baseball are included in this Olympics. 134B, तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 2 only. Statement 1 is incorrect because the official motto was united by emotion. 6 new sports will be contested this year at the Tokyo Olympics: baseball, softball, karate, skateboarding, sport climbing and surfing, the most since 1922, when 11 new sports are added to the mix. Only statement 2 is correct. उसके बाद दोस्तों 135, consider the following statement. The Global Ocean Commission's grants license for saved exploration and mining in international waters. India has received license for saved mineral exploration in international waters. Rare earth metals are present on the sea floor in international waters. Which of the statements given above are correct? दोस्तों इसमें से सिर्फ 2 and 3 only are correct. 135 explanation. International Seabed Authority grants license for the seabed exploring and mining in the international waters. So the first statement is incorrect. By eliminating first statement, we can option B correct. India has received license for seed mineral exploration in the central Indian Ocean basins and southwest part of the Indian Ocean. Second statement is correct. Rare earth materials are present on the sea floor in international waters. Third statement is correct. So the correct answer is B. 2 and 3 only. उसके बाद दोस्तों 136 with reference to the New York Declaration on Forest, which one of the following statements are correct? 136. It was first endorsed at the United Nations Summit and endorsed a global timeline to end the forest. It is a legally binding international declaration. It is endorsed by governments, big companies, and indigenous communities. India was one of the signatories at its inception. 136 में आपका 1, 2 and 4 करेक्ट है, तो इसको इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 136A. Explanation: The New York Declaration on Forest was endorsed at 2004 Climate Summit. Number 1 is correct. So we are 50-50 between option A and B. The declaration includes ambitious targets to end natural forest loss by 2030 with a 50% reduction by 2020. So number 2 is right because there is a deadline. 2 is right. There is only one combination where statement 1 and statement 2 are together. So correct answer हो जाएगा 136A. उसका दोस्तों 137 with reference to the water credit, consider the following statements. It puts microfinance tools to work in the water sanitation sector. It is a global initiative launched under the aegis of the World Health Organization and the World Bank. It aims to enable the poor people to meet their water needs without depending on subsidies. The 137 correct answer होगा आपका C. Water credit is a program by Water Organization and World Bank. So number 2 is wrong. Thus A, B, D are eliminated. We are left with option C is the correct answer. That is 1 and 3 only. 137. That is 137 C. 1 and 3 only. उसके बाद दोस्तों 138 which one of the following statements best reflects the issue with Senkaku Islands sometimes mentioned in the news. 138 इसका ऑप्शन हो जाएगा आपका B. That is correct. Senkaku Islands are disputed islands between China and Japan. China and Japan engage in the maritime disputes over these islands in East China Sea. 138B. उसके बाद दोस्तों 139 consider the following pairs country importance region for being in the news recently. तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा 139 का आपका ऑप्शन C. that is 1 is correct. Only 3 pairs. ऑप्शन 1 is तो 139 हो जाएगा आपका. तो 139 how many pairs given above the correct matched? Only 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair. 139 तो 139 see option 1 is not correct. China established its first and so far only overseas military base in the Eastern African nation of Djibouti in 2017 and not in Chad. Option 2, 3 and 4 are correct. तो 139 आपका हो जाएगा C. that is only 3 pairs. तो 139 आपका हो जाएगा only 3 pairs. उसका दोस्तों consider the following statements. Which of the statements given are correct? Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Vietnam is led by multi-party political system. Vietnam economic growth for a long time. Vietnam's low labor cost. Vietnam has the most productive e-service sector in the Indo-Pacific region. तो दोस्तों इसका आंसर हो जाएगा 140C. that is 1, 3 and 4 are correct. Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing economies in the world in the recent years. उसके बाद दोस्तों Vietnam's economic growth is linked to its integration with global supply chains and focus on exports. And 4, for a long time Vietnam's low labor cost and stable exchange rates have attracted the global manufacturers. तो 1, 3, 4 are correct. 140C. तो दोस्तों इसी के साथ हमारे इंटरनेशनल करंट अफेयर्स खत्म होता है. नेक्स्ट वीडियो से हम नेशनल करंट अफेयर्स शुरू करेंगे. तो आपको अगर वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो इसे लाइक कीजिए, अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिए. दोस्तों इसी के साथ इस वीडियो के एंड करते हैं. जय हिंद, जय जगन्नाथ, वंदे मातरम.